Ironheart. Are you ready for Ironheart? Because she's coming. She's coming. I can't wait for this show. I might actually review this show because there's a reason that Marvel sat on this show for 2 years and never aired it. And I'm told that it's the worst product Marvel has ever made. Whether or not that's true or not, I guess we shall see when this drops. But the trailer isn't being very well received. 400,000 dislikes to 200,000 likes. Not a very good ratio for this show, which has people asking the question, where is the excitement for Ironheart? Asks Comic Book Movie. Bleeding Fool posted this. Where's the excitement? Comic shop owners were asking the same question in 2018, which is true. The comic has never sold very well. It's been canceled, relaunched. They've put her on the Champions. They've done all kinds of shit with her to try to make her popular. You can't force these kinds of things, which Marvel learned pretty quickly when they did all new, all different Marvel, which is the era she was born in. It was always a stupid idea. You know, before she came along, they were trying to set up Rhodey's niece to become Tony's protege, and that would have been a hell of a lot more well-received than this. She was kind of just shoehorned in. We're told immediately that she's a genius, the smartest genius ever to exist among geniuses. She's so great, so fantastic. There's nothing wrong with her. If you have a problem with her, you are, in fact, the racist. It's stupid. And they're doing the same shit now. People saying that, oh, you're racist if you don't like this character, which is a joke. Now, people are saying, how can you judge this show? Well, we can judge the character who's never really taken off. No one's ever really taken to her. She's just dumb and boring. Like, they would have been better off going with Rhodey's niece, but they didn't do that. In fact, I don't even think she exists anymore. She just kind of faded out of nowhere. Like, just gone. That would have been a much better... Or, in fact, if you really wanted to just pass the mantle to someone that's black, you could have just gave it to Rhodey, and, you know, nobody would have really cared. If anybody's going to take that mantle, it would make sense for it to be Rhodey, just like it made sense for Bucky to assume the mantle of Captain America. And I know people are saying, well, he's War Machine. Why give him the thing? And I agree, but if you were going to do that, if you give him the title of Iron Man, I really think that would have went over a lot better. But, of course, if you say things that make sense, like the fact that where were all of these racists when Sinners came out? It's like they're just giving that a pass. It's funny how they always go after the bad shows. It's always the bad shows that have these racists and sexists that attack it. It's such a joke at this point. And, of course, their counter for that now is that if you say that, well, that's the same as saying, I can't be racist, I have black friends. It's always dismissive. It's almost like they're trying to cover for this slop shit. Anyway, if you want something that will try to entertain you, I have a comic book out over on Ripicen, and I want to thank everybody that supported it. We're doing amazing. 3,126 books sold. I want to thank everybody that's given the book a chance. Thank you so much. And I want to encourage you to go check out the book as well. There's a link in the description, and you go over to Ripicen here. You can check it out. We've got tons of different ways you can pick this book up. Different collections. We've got CGCs. We've got posters. We've got shirts. Definitely check it out. Here are the 4 covers. I think all of them are absolutely amazing. But if you want to jump in at the lowest price, cover D is only $17. I I want as many people as possible to check this book out. I think that it's really fun and entertaining. And me and Dillard worked really hard on this. And I think if you pick it up, you're going to love it. So give it a chance. But yeah, where is the excitement for Ironheart? Well, that doesn't exist. And now they're saying that Marvel's purposely doing this. Well, they did purposely hide this show for 2 years. Probably because it's not a very good show. You have to imagine, this came out like Falcon and the Winter Soldier times. And remember how bad that Disney Plus stuff was? They even admitted that they were putting out slop because Disney was forcing them to put out a ton of stuff. Not that that's an excuse. I mean, you could have made a lot of this stuff a lot better. Daredevil kind of suffered from that because they had to reshoot a bunch of it just to make the show what it was. And I think that they did a pretty good job with Daredevil. But the real sad thing here is that Daredevil didn't even make the Nielsen charts. Daredevil couldn't get anybody to watch it. And that show was actually all right, in my opinion. Some people didn't like it, but I didn't mind it. I thought it was an all right show. No one showed up for Daredevil. You think they're going to show up for Ironheart? This show, I wonder how many people will watch this. I do. I think it's going to be really, really bad. But this feminist, the new feminist, asking the hard-hitting questions here. Why Ironheart having minimal promotion and a questionable release strategy? Marvel Studios' treatment of its black female-led superhero series once again raises an uncomfortable question. Is the studio setting up minority-led stories to fail? Now, I don't think that they're trying to set it up to fail. They just thought everybody was going to come and watch it. I'm sorry, but you gotta do better. Like, Black Panther did incredibly well. I liked that Black Panther movie. The first one. I did not like the second one. Second one was a piece of shit. The first one was actually pretty good. You had Killmonger. I think Michael B. Jordan did a good job with that character. And, of course, Chadwick Boseman was pretty great in the role. Problem is, unfortunately, he passed away. And then instead of recasting him, which they totally should have done, Marvel decided to monetize his death, which was a big mistake. And I think that they've figured that out. So they're going to probably recast him. All of the rumors are he's going to be recast as an alternate variant in Secret Wars. And it's obvious they're going to reboot the series. They're going to reboot everything somewhat and keep things they like. And we'll have an established Black Panther again and not Shuri, a character nobody wanted to be Black Panther. And the real one will be back. T'Challa will be back. And then that movie franchise will probably do a lot better again. This show is lost. I would imagine after the reboot, Riri will be gone. I don't even think she was in the lineup of the Secret Wars characters. So this show is just coming out to fail. And the big thing that they're trying to do with it is push Mephisto. And what a waste putting him in there. And that's a leak trailer that popped out. So they might even have cut that scene. Who knows? But it's just funny to see shit like this. So why is Marvel doing this? Quietly sidelining shows like Ironheart. Marvel creates a self-fulfilling prophecy. Studio executives point to lower viewership and declare that shows centering POC and gender-diverse casts aren't what audiences want. They haven't said that. If anything, they've tried to say they do want it. And I don't think anybody has a problem with that. Like, if you had made a show about War Machine, I think people would have watched it. I would have watched it. I've always liked War Machine. I love his armor because it has guns and missile launchers all over. It's totally what the military would do with an Iron Man suit. I love War Machine's design. I've always liked that character. And in fact, it would have made more sense for him to slide in the Iron Man armor than Riri. It's never been something people want. I guarantee you, people didn't want Riri. Nobody wanted Riri to replace Iron Man. And I know her name's not Iron Man, but they put her in Iron Man's comic. If you went and picked up his comic when she first came onto the scene, you were like, oh, I'm going to go read Iron Man. It was about Riri Williams, and her AI was Tony Stark. This character has had a bad place with fans for a long time. Been in a bad place with fans for a long time. But if you would put Rhodey in the Iron Man suit, it would have made a hell of a lot more sense. Just like it made sense for Bucky to become Captain America. So, anyway, we'll see how this show goes. I just love that the blame game has already started. Where's the excitement? Why is Marvel ignoring it? Probably because it's going to lose them a lot of money. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Check out the comic. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.